Okay, real quickly, I will share this information with you. This is what the middle school looks like in terms of looking at the acuity predictive tests and how we can just assume our kids are going to do if we don't change any instruction with this year's TCAP. So we're trying to get more stable and more predictive. So you'll get this in Google Drive. You can look at it. There are three. You've got the tables over here and the raw data. So you want to look at this. So here's your language arts, Salida Middle School language arts comparison chart. I think we're going to start actually with the math because it's a little easier to read. Level 1's unsatisfactory, and so it's color-coded like we've normally looked at for acuity. The purple is the proficient and advanced percentages. So this year's 5th graders, this is what they would score if they would have taken the TCAP test today. And what's interesting is last year as 4th graders when they took the test, you saw a much smaller partially proficient. So right now we're looking at a growth area in the 5th grade team of a few more partially proficients than what the same kids scored last year. Not quite so significant, but you see the same sort of idea. In 6th grade, what the test they just took versus what they took last March, same kids. You're definitely seeing a shrink in the advanced category, so it seems like maybe we can scroll down. On the 7th grade, what you're looking at, last year we had less partially proficients than what we're looking at this year, and a lot more advanced, or a lot more proficient, so this category is shifting. And then in 8th grade, it's saying we're going to have a lot more proficient, but most of that came from our advanced math students sliding down versus the change in partially proficient or unsatisfactory. So we will give you all the names. You're looking at maybe 10 kids or less. A lot of times just 4 kids who are in the partially proficient range. So not big numbers. We can target these kids. We can do something about it. What you'll see here is 5th grade acuity. And we put the 5th in reading and writing because this is technically a language arts test just to kind of get a feel for it. So again, these kids that just took it in 5th grade, this is their 4th grade scores. And you can see where the slides are. For instance, we're seeing a growth in unsatisfactory there. Over here, we're seeing in the 6th grade, we saw growth in advanced. About the same here. So it looks like we've slid some kids over at this point. In 7th grade, a little bit of growth in the partially proficient, but not if you look at the writing piece. But this is definitely more of the reading side. And a little bit of shrink in the advanced. So gives you a feel you guys can read through this. You're not idiots. But I just want to give you guys a chance when you saw this to know what it looks like. Here are your charts, and we will send you the list of names specifically, or you can get them off of Acuity yourself. It's not that difficult. Just print a class assessment report. Choose the special ed teacher because that'll have all the kids in it. And you can get your kiddos printed very quickly. We've got the middle school, all their constructed responses in, so we could do this. We don't have Longfellow, and we don't have the high school completed, so we can't build these charts for you. As soon as we do, we'll get them to you. And obviously, if there's a different piece of information you want, let us know.